Hey there, it's Joe with Sonic Disruptive. Time for another album review. This time I'm reviewing the latest from Disillusion called Ayam. The album comes out on November 4th via Prophecy Productions. Now, Disillusion are a German band who are progressive black metal, progressive rock, avant garde. They can go a lot of different places and they do everything well. This is a band I feel should be much more widely known as they have several albums that are completely stellar. This here is no exception at all. In fact, this album is going to be nearly impossible to knock off the top number one album of the year in my book. This just hits all the right notes. It is complex and just sophisticated, and yet it feels like it comes from the heart. There's a ton of soul in this album. You can just hear the effort put into every little moment here. And like I said before, it is complex, it's sophisticated, but it never allows itself to get lost in that complexity. I feel like some songs by like Dream Theater, and there's plenty of other bands that do it, they can get lost into that complexity where you lose the song. These songs just stay right there, even if they are going through multiple changes and key changes and tempo and just ups and downs, ebbs and flows all over this. But the song, there's a straight line through all these songs that just make it just so great to listen to. It's so textured, it's so layered, and so beautiful on a plethora of different. I completely lost my train of thought. Anyway, I'm just saying that this is a great album. And okay, so the vocalist is tremendous here because he can do so many different things with his vocals, from a very plaintive singer-songwriter type of a vibe to a very harsh vibe to a very powerful, beautiful, melodic tone. Just everything here is spot on. There's a little bit of Mario Studa from Riverside, a little bit of that into this. There's songs on here that really remind me of Riverside in some aspects. There's a lot of Catatonia, Opeth, all those bands, you're going to hear that in here. But this is just done so spectacularly well that I can't, I couldn't speak more highly of this album if I tried. It starts off with a over 11-minute song called M. Abgerd. Probably I'm wrong on the pronunciation. However, the song is so terrific. It starts off harsh, in your face, and it just goes through so many different stylistic changes. You have cello and horns, and you have all these different instruments going into the layered, textured mix. Beautiful song. Tormento is song number 2, and this starts off in this beautiful place, and then it goes into this just heavy riff that is killer, and it just ebbs and flows and kind of just snakes its way through the entire thing. Driftwood is this beautiful, a bit acoustic based song, and then it goes off again into all sorts of different directions. But what I'm trying to say is this entire album, while I'm not entirely sure if it's a concept, it's very thematic. And why I can't tell if it's a specific concept is because every time I try to focus on just the lyrics, I lose track because the music is just so beautiful. The vocals are so perfect that you lose track of the storyline, if there is a storyline, because it's just your mind just, you feel like you're going into a different place. It just transports you right into this album, and there's no leaving it. The entire experience never leaves you bored. It leaves you astonished in many ways. If you're a musical nerd a bit, this thing is just so fantastic. I know I'm not giving a very cohesive and a very technical review of this album, but I never do. I'm more about feel. When I review an album, it's kind of more about the way it makes me feel, the way I hear it personally. Personally, not personally. But, so that's what I'm doing. And this album just is so rich and so warm, and every note, every, every cymbal hit, everything on this album feels purposeful and it feels perfect. One of my favorite albums in the last 50 years, and I am 50 years old, so yeah, it's probably already top 5 of my entire life. That is how good this album is and how strongly it hit me. This album is one of those pieces of music that you feel like you're a better person after you listen to it. It transforms you as a person. That may be a little strong, but it's just phenomenal. So if you like Opeth, if you like Catatonia, if you like Riverside, if you like anything heavy and good, this is a no-brainer. This is killer. Give it a listen. Disillusion, Ayam, comes out November 4th via Prophecy Records, and it is, well, it's my favorite album of the year so far, and I can't see anything beating it. So thank you very much for watching. See ya.